Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So guys, we're still talking about the affirmative action, guys. This is not something that can disappear in a day. So guys, I've covered a few videos, different races concerning this news. I've covered Hispanic people, I've covered Asian, African Americans and Indians. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering African immigrant, though it's just one African person. I think she was talking on behalf of every African person. Let me know, be the one to let me know on that after watching this entire video, guys. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into the video and then we're gonna talk.
I don't think people understand or realize that so much of the black enrollees in colleges and universities are African. Not African American, African. Their parents immigrated to the States from Africa. Or they are international students who presently reside in Africa and come to the States for university. I'm one of those people. I'm the child of immigrants. I hold dual citizenship in America and Nigeria. Why is this important? Because aside from the fact that both African and African American students are black, there really aren't that many socioeconomic similarities between the two groups. Our average economic standing between the two groups are different. The average test scores and high school GPAs between the two groups are different. Black African students are more likely to have come from a two-parent household. Black African students are more likely to have parents who have obtained some form of higher education degree. I grew up in a town with a lot of Indian and Arab immigrants. My college application is more comparable to the Indian, South Asian, and Arab students that I lived near than the black students who lived a few towns over. Why do I say all this? Because at a college like mine, where there's only a couple hundred black people on campus at any given time, a situation that is true across many prestigious universities in America, it is disingenuous to act as if quote unquote underperforming black students are somehow robbing other students of opportunities of attending these prestigious universities. If out of the 200 black students at a top university, only 75 of them are descendants of slavery, that is not nearly enough people to even imply that their acceptances to these schools hinder the acceptances of other students. Someone needs to do a study on this if they haven't done it already, but go to any top 20 university. And out of the black students, if you ranked them 1 through whatever based on their incoming stats, the top 10, 20% of them are going to be African for XYZ reason that I'm not getting into. Once you get into the zone of questioning whether the GPAs and SAT scores of these black students should have earned them a spot in this school, you don't have enough people left to make a genuine argument. Because assuming all students who are descendants of slavery got kicked out today and replaced with more deserving students, you've opened up maybe 50 spots at a school. That is the most frustrating part about this whole affirmative action shit.
Okay, so as usual, guys, when this video reached TikTok, guys, people responded to this video, people stitched this video, and you know the way people came out in numbers for this young lady, it's like, how can I describe this? It's like she added some salt on the wound, guys. So let's just get into the stitches, but leave your own thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll give my own 2 cents between somewhere in this video. Yeah, let's watch the stitches.
Universities are African, not African American.
Little girl, how dare you? You came from the motherland to the country that we built for you to criticize us. We are the same. How dare you even try to attempt to draw a difference between us? See, if you're going to criticize black people, one, I need you to get your facts right because you're wrong. And 2, I need you to actually learn the history of black Americans, because you may be from Africa, but to a lot of these white people that you will be working for and cohabitating with, all they see you is as just another black person, not an African. Have a good day.
Black African students are more likely to have come from a two-parent household.
I don't appreciate this video. Like, I don't like that she's saying this, because number of reasons. One, it kind of pits Africans against African Americans, and there's a whole lot of convoluted bullshit with that. So either you was an African that got sent to a country to be a slave, or you were not. It's a whole lot of complication with that shit. But her basic point is, in a prestigious white institution, in a Harvard, in a Yale, in a Duke, let's say there are 200 black kids in the admitting class. Let's say there are 200. It ain't, but let's say it's 200. Okay. What she's basically saying is, all the motherfucking white kids is like, oh, one of them 200 black kids took my spot. She's like, yeah, that's wrong, because all the black kids that are there are not affirmative action kids. A large number, so let's say 175 of the 200 black kids that are there are not affirmative action kids. They are kids who came from African families, that have two-parent households, that have the kinds of income to go to prestigious institutions, that have the kinds of grades to go to prestigious institutions, that lived in the kinds of neighborhoods that prestigious institutions are going to pull from. They went to high schools that those schools pull from. So they're not the affirmative action blacks. Please, okay? It's only the 25 that's really the affirmative action blacks. So ultimately, what's about to happen with this legislation is, you're not even going to get the 25 that really need the opportunity. You're not even going to get them. But you still going to get the ones that can afford to go. And guess what? The ones who mad because, you know, they didn't get in because some black kid took their spot, they still not going to fucking get in. Because now you ain't got no leg up anyway. That's the point. Now, this message, I mean, the way it's constructed is not how I would have constructed it, because I can imagine a lot of people may be watching and are missing. But she's not wrong. She's not wrong, and it's unfortunate.
Okay, so let's just get into my statistics, my little research, guys. So there is no blacks taking a place of anybody. That's for starters, because black people make up to about 12% of the population. About 20% of blacks are immigrant related, either first generation or second generation. So that's about 2.4 of the population. Blacks make about 8%. Sometimes even less. It depends on which statistics you're looking at, the population of Ivy Leagues. So that's already underrepresented across blacks. If you're saying it like half the black people are immigrants related, that will make 4% of the Ivy League population immigrant related. Black immigrants related are actually overrepresented in Ivy League. Am I making sense, guys? So let's watch the rest of the video. Maybe, yeah, it will make some sense at the end of the video.
I don't think people understand or realize that so much.
I sat with this video for a couple of days, but the feeling that I had is very much correct. This video is a swing and a miss. It don't matter whether or not you were born in Cameroon, Nigeria, Morocco, South Africa, Kenya, Sudan, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica. It don't matter where you were born. To everybody else, you are still black. So to go out of your way to separate African students from black American students, it's pointless. That's number one. Number two, to further disparage and try to, downplay African American students, spitting out stereotypes, right? That don't help either. And you sound just like them. I don't come from a two-parent household. Sure, I don't. But both of my parents hold higher education degrees. One is an Air Force veteran. The other taught for 40 years. I come from a family of educators. They all got higher education degrees. Two of my best friends are first-generation Nigerian American. Both have higher education degrees. One has a Juris Doctorate. However, one of my other best friends, who is African American, has 2 higher education degrees and is teaching. Her father was a superintendent of schools. Her mother was a principal. Like, I don't think you understand that you are parroting the talking points of people who look at us the exact same way. Don't matter where you were born. It don't matter. So, your subsequent videos, well, I said it was disingenuous to say, but it don't matter. Don't matter. The message was already messed up. Period.
University, only 75 of them are descendants of
Black people that come from the Caribbean and black people that come from Africa is absolutely not making it fair for African descendants of slaves in America. I've been saying this for years. Brown University, I believe, actually has a great study on this. where they talked about Afro-Caribbeans and Africans being in America and how they are having access to more opportunities in college universities than Black Americans. At first, I didn't really understand. I didn't really agree with it. But then I thought about my FAFSA application. I am a first-generation American. On it, I checked off that I'm Black. I checked off that I was born here. I checked off all the other things that Black Americans may check off as well. So I'm like, we went in with the same credentials. But we didn't. FAFSA sorts all of us before we even get into school. You remember that one question? Where were your parents born? That question right there is a differentiating factor between Black Americans and Black Caribbeans and Africans from Africa coming over here and getting different opportunities. In my university, I went through EOP, which is the Educational Opportunity Program. Obviously, it's all Black and Hispanic people in there. But in my university, as in so many universities, the Black people that are on campus are Caribbeans or Africans, largely. And that is not fair. To me, that is not fair to African Americans. They built this country, they put in the work, they deserve these things. They made all of these stripes and ways for us to come here and our families to come and live and have the American dream. They did this. And everyone has access to more opportunities except for Black Americans. Everybody does. It's insane. Even when you think about buying a home, they ask you that same question. Where were your parents born? Where were you born originally? They don't just ask if you're a United States citizen. I could do a whole video on the housing crisis and the home loans, but I look at my Caribbean family and friends who were able to purchase houses in inner cities. Why weren't their Black American counterparts able to purchase houses? These people just immigrated to the United States. How are they able to get these loans that Black Americans weren't able to get? It's the housing, it's school, it's everything. I truly believe, I've done lots of research. It's been years and years of me looking into this and studies. The Black American is the most disrespected race of people in this world. I'm so happy that creator stitched that. That's the first time I've seen a first generation immigrant also talking about this kind of stuff and admitting to, like, yo, we the ones, we taking away some opportunity too.
The 200 Black students at a top university, only 70.
100% correct. 100%. No one wants to speak on this. If we're actually going to speak about this affirmative action issue, we have to hit it from all different angles, which is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. The fact of the matter is, a lot of affirmative action programs, whereas they are a lot more corrupt and unhelpful to the students that actually need it, more than you would think, especially in big cities like New York. I was born and raised in New York. I was also born in an educational desert, I would call it. Based on the statistics around state tests, the quality of education was just not matching with the schools in my neighborhood, where I actually had to go to other schools that were private and actually get a different, decent education. And I'm speaking on privilege because a lot of people don't have that. I'm also speaking as a first-gen student, a child of an immigrant that has a completely different educational value system than most African Americans here. Not saying anyone is dumb or smart or whatever it is. It's just that when being born in a society that constantly enacts generational systematic racism on you and your communities, is very hard not only to get out of those bad areas but it's also very hard to get out of the mindset of that will allow you to succeed. For immigrant families that have come here and had not experienced any type of systematic racism, they understand that the key to success for them, or the easiest way, is through education. So they pressure their American children to get the top grades, to be the top of the class, and to also apply to these affirmative action programs. And this is the pipeline how many immigrant families have gotten to success, off of the backs of their American-born children. And yet, no one really talks about this. I'm gonna have to make a part 2.
And that's all I had for you guys in today's video. Your thoughts are very important to me and anybody who's going to come across this video. So make sure you leave your own thoughts in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed, guys, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. I will see you in my next video. Peace.